Hey everyone, welcome to Brick Vault. I'm Charlie, also known as Level Cap, and today we're going to be building all 6 of the Star Wars Force Awakens buildable figures. These are from the new Star Wars movie. On the left here, or right for you guys, is Kylo Ren, the super awesome bad guy from the film. Then we have a First Order Stormtrooper. Next to that we have Captain Phasma. And then for the good guys we have Rey over here. We have Finn, and then Poe Dameron, the best fighter pilot in the galaxy. Now, which guy should we start with here? I'm getting strong vibes from the dark side of the Force. I'm thinking maybe Kylo Ren. Yeah, let's go with Kylo. He's recommended for ages 8 to 14. He's got 86 different pieces, so I think we can build him pretty quickly. Let's get him open. So we've got one large bag of parts, one small bag of parts, a cloth cape for Kylo, and of course, the manual. Let's get started. Alright, so we finished Kylo Ren. The build was pretty quick, fairly straightforward, not too complicated overall. I'm loving the lightsaber on there. The little crank on the back of him makes him move his arm forward and backward as if he's fighting in a lightsaber fight. What's really cool is that the side beams on the lightsaber are created with 2 of the parts that would actually create a minifig scale lightsaber. So that's a pretty neat trick. He comes with a cape on back, and he's also got sort of cloth hanging down in front as well. And then his helmet really stands out. I mean, the helmet on Kylo Ren in general is a really kind of powerful helmet, powerful image in the film itself, and I love that the minifig, or the buildable fig rather, has a very, very authentic looking helmet piece. His chest piece comes with some cool custom printing that kind of shows the fabric or material that was used to build his armor for the movie. I believe that is the only custom piece on this build, unless the little part holding together his lightsaber is custom. I haven't actually seen this Technic piece before, so it could be a custom piece. Overall, I'm really liking Kylo. Does he stack up to the buildable figure of Darth Vader though? If you want to find out, check out our other buildable figure video. Alright, let's set Kylo Ren aside and pick a new buildable figure. I'm feeling Captain Phasma. I don't know, I think I'm on a dark side kick today, but she has just got some of the coolest armor in the Star Wars universe. Captain Phasma is recommended for ages 7 to 14. She has 82 different pieces and what looks like a lot of different custom pieces. So let's get building. In the box we have one large part bag, one small part bag, the sort of skeleton structure piece separate here, her cool cape that's got some red lining on the side, and then of course the manual. Alright, here we are with Captain Phasma. She had less parts than Kylo Ren, but took a little bit longer to build, I think, just because her gun was a little more complicated, but it looks really cool. Now, I'm not sure if her gun has a custom part printed for it or created for it, but it looks very authentic to the movie, and it's even got a spring-loaded firing function. Gotta be careful though, because it's pretty easy to shoot accidentally. Now, although her armor isn't quite as shiny as it was in the movie, it's still got a nice pearl silver sheen to it. Her helmet in particular looks really cool with lots of nice detailing and even some battle damage. You can tell she's been through some combat. Now she can also holster her silver blaster rifle on her hip holster, which is kind of cool if you want to give her a different kind of pose. She has a custom printed torso piece and her cape hangs off to one side just like it did in the movie. It looks very cool and I'm loving the overall look of this buildable figure. Alright, let's set the captain aside and we will pick our next buildable figure. I'm thinking, why not just finish off the First Order forces here? We've got our First Order Stormtrooper. This guy's also recommended for ages 7 to 14. There's 81 pieces there. He's got a cool custom looking blaster. Let's build this guy. No cape on this guy, but we have a large part bag, a skeleton piece, and then small parts, and of course the manual. Alright, here we are with our First Order Stormtrooper. As usual, the build of the model, the figure itself, is the easiest part. Then the weapons are a little bit more complicated because there is a spring shooter inside of the gun. There's a place to holster the extra spring shot on the outside of the blaster, and this First Order Stormtrooper also comes with a sidearm. Now you can holster either the rifle or the sidearm on the hip holsters of this Stormtrooper. The helmet is probably my favorite part overall because it's got that menacing Stormtrooper look that is just so prominent throughout the film. It looks very authentic, very accurate on the model. The chest piece has also got some custom Stormtrooper printing. And of course this action figure is fully posable in any of the cool combat stances you want to put them in. Alright, so we're building up quite the army for the First Order over here. Why don't we give the Resistance a fighting chance? What figure should we build next? I'm thinking we should build Rey. She's the protagonist of the movie. She's pretty awesome. Let's build her. Now this set is recommended for ages 7 to 14. There's 84 different pieces, and she comes with her cool staff. So let's get this guy open and start building. We've got one large part bag, a small part bag, some cloth in this little baggie, and of course the manual. Alright, I finished Rey. She was a pretty straightforward build, probably one of the easier builds so far. She's got a really cool arm mechanism here, which the gear system for it is just awesome. She comes with her staff, spear, whatever you want to call it. It's not really a spear, I guess. And then she's got a pistol here that Han gave her. This one, I don't know if it can actually be holstered on her side, but it's a cool little pistol nonetheless. Her face looks really cool. I think it's got good printing, a different stylization to the previous buildable figures, a little bit more realistic, which is something that I like. And she comes with a cool cloth piece here that kind of wraps around her body a little bit more complicatedly than the other buildable figures. You can pose her in a lot of different action stances. She can have two hands on a spear. She can just be holding the blaster. There's a lot of different cool combat poses you can put her in. Definitely a cool figure. I like her a lot. So we've got two figures left. I think I'm gonna go ahead and have to build Finn. I mean, this guy was such a big part of the movie. I love his character, really funny. Let's check him out. It comes with a lightsaber and a blaster. His set is recommended for ages 8 to 14. It's got 98 pieces, so a few more pieces than our previous set. He comes with a lightsaber and a blaster, so that's pretty cool. More weapons, or rather bigger weapons, than our previous characters. He comes with one bag, one manual, and a small parts bag. No cloth on this figure, so I think it might be a little bit faster of a build. We'll have to see. Alright, so we built Finn here. I'm not really sure how long he took. It wasn't that quick of a build just because I had to build his gun and his lightsaber. So those are a little more complicated, and he's got a complicated gear system on the inside as well, which is pretty cool. I like it a lot because it allows him to have that lightsaber chopping action. He's got a gun that's very similar to the Stormtrooper's gun, but it's slightly different. It's the Rebel's gun. I guess it shoots that blue bolt that you see in the movie. He doesn't appear to have any weapon holsters on him, but he is highly posable like the other action figures. He has custom printing on his chest piece and shoulder piece to sort of represent the jacket that he's wearing in the movie. I really like this figure. He's very cool, and you can mix and match his weapons with other buildable figures. So we got one more Resistance character to build, and that is Poe Dameron. Last but not least, he is the greatest fighter pilot in the galaxy. His set is recommended for ages 7 to 14. He's got 102 pieces, which is pretty high for this kind of set. There's no cloth material in there. He does come with a blaster and his cool flight suit, which looks like it's got an air hose on it. Let's get this box open and start building. We've got a large part bag, which contains a smaller part bag on the inside, then a skeleton piece, some stickers, and of course the manual. Alright, here's Poe Dameron in his flight suit. He's a very cool looking buildable figure. He comes with that awesome Rebel blaster rifle. He's even got a little oxygen hose that runs up from his leg to his chest harness there. And I guess that gives him the oxygen or whatever he needs while he's piloting his X-Wing. His orange leg pieces have some cool custom printing on them to simulate his flight suit, but his chest piece has actually got stickers that you apply. It's not really a big deal, but he is one of the only buildable figures that comes with stickers. Aside from his awesome blaster rifle, he also has a side holstered pistol, which he can use instead. His custom headpiece is fairly complex, where it actually has a transparent visor over his face. His face has got slightly more cartoony stylizing to it than the other ones, which is an interesting choice. He's definitely a cool figure, very posable in lots of combat stances, and one of my favorite characters from the movie. Looking forward to seeing more Poe Dameron. And here we have all of the completed 6 buildable figures. I like them all. I think they're really cool. I would have to say maybe Kylo Ren is my favorite just because he's got that awesome helmet and epic lightsaber. Captain Phasma, Rey, Finn. I like them all actually. It's really hard to pick a favorite here. They were fun builds too. They're really cool, very posable. I'll be putting them in little action poses around the house. I highly recommend all of these little sets. If you want to build them for yourself, check the video description for links on where you can buy them. And as always, thanks for watching here on Brick Vault.